go from this to this.
Welcome to part 2 of lighting up our dark bedroom closet, where in part 1 we installed the electrical outlet, and you can find that video linked below. Let's dig into part 2 now of assembling and installing the LED light strip.
So we have the LED light strips, which is a 5-volt WS2812B light strip. We have the aluminum channel and the diffusers that we're going to need. So we're going to make that, we measured it about 50 inches long. And then we have the 5-volt 3-amp power supply, a little project box to put all this, wrap this all up into. This is a ESP8266 node MCU or D1 Mini. And then of course we have some channel hardware to attach it to. And then for the tools, I think we're just going to need solder, some solder flux, solder helpers, some heat shrink, and of course we need a soldering iron and a heat gun, and probably need a screw gun as well. Next, we're going to solder the wires to the node MCU according to our wire diagram that we drew up in our Miro board. So I'll get that going next, and then we'll connect the power supply to all of this and solder them to the lights, and then put the lights in the channel and attach the diffusers, and it'll be ready for installation. Here's where we are so far. We've got the node MCU all wired up here. The power supply is coming in, powering both the D1 Mini, and going out to power up the light supply. And then we have the blue wire is going to be the data cable. So we're going to get that wired up to the strip. Here is where we landed so far. So we have the node MCU wired up properly. We have a short little wire run over to the lights. We cut them to length, so we have the length that we need, and everything's all wired up. So I'm just going to go install WLED on this, and then we'll come back into the workshop and put it in this little project box and test it out. It should be ready to go. We got WLED installed and configured, have all the lights working now, and have it all on the Wi-Fi and all that stuff set up, and got it back in its little project box here, so it's basically all ready to go. So we're just going to wipe out all this channel here with some isopropyl alcohol, and then let that dry a little bit, and then stick these down on the channel, put the diffusers back on them so that and the little end caps, and so the next step will be just to install it in the closet. Getting close. Got the LED light strip installed, and we're just gonna put the diffusers on. One thing I'm doing is right here is where they connect together, and you can see I just went ahead and put the LED right over the top of it, but it's not very sturdy. What I'm going to do is going to take the diffuser, and I'm going to put that right over the top of where they connect there, so that makes that really strong, a lot stronger than it was. And then of course then I'll put one of these little brackets right at that connection point on the backside when we put it up in the closet, so it should make that nice and strong. So this is really ready to go, almost there. Just got to put the diffuser on and the little end caps, and I think we're ready to go. There we have it. Got it all assembled. Got the power supply, the node MCU, D1 Mini, all connected to the LED light strip, configured with WLED, hooked up into the aluminum channel here, and it's pretty decently strong. Not terribly strong, but good enough for where we're going to be putting it. Now we just need to go get these brackets installed in the right place into the ceiling, probably is where we're going to end up putting them, and plug it in and pretty up the wires so that they're nice and tucked away, and should be complete with this part of it. The next step after that will be to configure it into our smart home with the motion sensor, so that the motion sensor can turn these on and set a timer up so that they'll go back off after 2 minutes, and they should be working just great after that. One of the last things I wanted to do before I did take it upstairs is one more last power on, just to double check everything's working the way we thought it should. So I'm going to plug it into the outlet up here, and there we go. So I set it up with the power on preset to be a preset that I had set up with a white, or a warm white 50% power light config preset. So this is what it's doing. Power was off, power turned back on, went to its preset. the power on preset, and it turned on just like the way I wanted it. So if the power ever goes off in the house, it'll automatically come back on to this. All right, have it plugged in and have the light turned on. So now we just got to figure out exactly how we're going to install this in there, which, like we said, I thought we'd install it here, but that bracket, pretty sure is going to get in the way of it. So I think we're going to install it up there, and that'd probably be better anyway, so you can see like this top shelf and stuff. I don't think you could see it as well here, so I'll probably install it somewhere up in here like this. All right, we have the LED light temporarily kind of just pressed up in there. So I get the brackets on, figure out how to do that, and measure that so the brackets fit properly, and then get 3 or 4 brackets on that thing. We have the final product installed here, as you can see. Got it as neat as possible and tucked up in there so that it's just ready to go. Now we just got to get the automation and the motion sensor set up and we'll be good to go. Got it installed right about halfway and just far enough out that I can adjust it all the way any direction I want to.
To bring all this together in the home automation, we are going to need a few apps. So we're going to be using WLED Native, Homebridge, and Aqara, and we're going to integrate all of those devices because we're going to need the WLED light, we're going to need a timer, and we're going to need the Aqara motion sensor. Inside WLED, we need this preset, number 2, warm solid. When it gets turned on, it sets the light to 100% warm. In order to get the WLED light into Apple Home, we have to do that through a Homebridge plugin. And so in Homebridge, we have plugins. One of them is that we're going to need is a Homebridge delay switch. So we're going to need a new delay switch that we're going to put in place. And then the other one is this simple WLED, where we configured that closet light WLED. So we have that configured already. It's already in the Apple Home. Then just needed to add a Homebridge delay switch, where when we go into config and scroll down, you can see that I added NIC light delay, and I set that up for 2 minutes. So in this case, it's 120 milliseconds. And that basically creates a dummy switch inside of Apple Home that when it expires after 2 minutes, we will then turn off the light. So now then, back in Apple Home, we'll go to Nick's bedroom, where I have put all these items. So we now have in Nick's bedroom, we have the motion sensor, which we're getting from Aqara. We have the closet light, which we're getting from the WLED plugin in Homebridge. And we have the light delay, which we set up and added in Homebridge as well. So now the idea is then when motion is detected, it will turn on the closet light and set it to preset number 2. So we have that set to preset number 2. When the light turns on, it automatically will set the light delay to on, which is the countdown timer. So that starts the 2 minutes. So both of these will be on. So once the motion is detected, the light will go on. Once the light goes on, the delay will turn on and count down 2 minutes. Once the 2-minute timer expires, then there's another automation that says when the light delay goes off, automatically turn the light off, and that resets the whole thing. Okay, we can get them all on one screen even. When motion detected in Nick's bedroom, it automatically turns on preset number 2. Then when Nick bedroom closet light turns on, it automatically turns on the delay light, which sets the countdown timer. And then when the light delay Nick closet turns off, it automatically will turn off the closet light and resets the whole thing. And that's how it works. Let's bring all this together now and see how it physically works end to end.
So now we're going to test to see how well the motion picks up when we open the doors and walk up to it. We can see the motion is not detected and the lights are off, so let's walk up to it and see if it turns on like we want it to. Yep, there it finally goes on. Saw a blue flash, turned the light on just the way we want it. Okay, it's working the way we want it. Now let's try it with the door closed. Test. And just like that, it turns on. So it's working the way we want it. Good deal. You want to give this one more try, Nick? Walk up to it.
Sure.
There it goes. It was a little bit slow that time, but it did turn on.
Yep.
Okay, looks like I think we got it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can always change your mind later.